Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very exciting video, and that is checking out Velossa Tech's new Gen 4 snorkel. So let's not waste time, go ahead and do a quick unboxing of Gen 4, compare and contrast it to Gen 3, and also go ahead and install it on the end line. So I've gone ahead and set out each of the Gen 4 products here to showcase them a little bit closer, and I also have my old Gen 3 snorkel here just to compare what the Gen 4 offers and show kind of the improvements that were made since the last generation product. So take a look at the Gen 4 snorkel. Obviously we have Gen 4 imprinted up here at the top with a logo and everything like that, but the big features of Gen 4 is the fact that the flare is now removable and there are 6 different shapes to choose from. So this means if you get tired of one look over time or one color over time, you can basically mix and match any of the flare colors or flare shapes onto your Gen 4 body. Now if for some reason you get tired of your black Gen 4 body and want a different color body, you can do that as well and replace just the body on the flare you currently own. Basically have almost infinite combinations that you can choose from. Now the Gen 4 features 6 different shapes to choose from, including the one that we have come to love on the Gen 3, and that is the rectangular design. This one is still available and still can be changed out on any of the Gen 4 products. Now Velossa Tech has also enhanced the coating and durability of the Gen 4 print, so this should in theory be more durable than any of the previous generations, but I never had an issue with Gen 3, so this is just another improvement made to Gen 4 to make it even better than its predecessor. Now of course with all Velossa Tech snorkel kits you get the included hardware that is needed to mount it up to the front radiator support on your vehicle, which is great. And one last thing to know about the Gen 4 shapes is that each of the shapes can be rotated 180 degrees to essentially make a new shape. Now some of the shapes are symmetrical, so rotating it 180 degrees will not change the overall look. But here on this white one, basically, you can flip it around 180 degrees and create a whole new look. Now one last thing to note about Gen 4 is make sure you guys stay tuned to both the channel as well as Velossa Tech's social media, because they have a huge announcement coming here in the next couple weeks, if not days at this point. I know they're just about ready to announce it. But this is going to basically improve the customizability of Gen 4 even further. And I can just say, can't wait to get my hands on that and install it on the Elantra GT. But today we have the regular Gen 4, and let's go ahead and show you guys how to install the Velossa Tech snorkel on the Elantra GT N-Line or any car, because they're all pretty similar. When it comes to installing the Velossa Tech snorkel, you will need to remove the front bumper, so make sure you guys know how to do that for your specific application. Now a lot of cars are very similar and they have clips atop along underneath the hood. They have clips on the bottom underneath the front bumper edge, as well as a clip or two here in the fender well area. So make sure you guys remove all that, then you can pull off the bumper and then install the snorkel onto the radiator support. So as you guys just saw, I just got done installing the Gen 4 snorkel on the Elantra GT N line here. As you can see, installation is very simple. There is really nothing super difficult about it other than just taking the time to take the bumper off carefully. But anyways, here is the result itself. So as you can see, the quality with the indentation here around this rubber shroud here is just incredible. I mean, that fits in there perfect. I mean, there is like not a millimeter to spare. It's super flush. Everything's nice and tight. It's not moving around or anything like that. I went ahead and went with the gray because even though I do have the blue wheels on right now, I do not plan on keeping them on for too long this year. So I went ahead with the gray, but the gray won't even be on here for too long because there's another thing coming. So this is basically just the temporary setup here until I get the new released product here, like I said, a couple weeks or so. But yeah, that gives you guys a good idea of how it looks here on the Elantra GTN line without the bumper on. Super simple. I think the grays will match up pretty well once the bumper's on. This will be kind of in the shade, so I'm thinking it'll darken it up just a tad. But this has a little bit of like a purpley blue to it, and this one's more of like a traditional gray. This gray, now I'm thinking about it, will match those new Hyundai Kia products with the, I forget what color gray it's called, but anything with like a Nardo gray, this gray is super close to that color, so I feel like that would match that perfectly. But even this gray, I think it'll match quite good. But yeah, that's all there is to it. As you can see, I have the Velossa Tech leading up into the AFE Momentum sealed intake, which should keep the intake temps down, even though that's not a huge deal on these cars with the intercooler and everything like that. But yeah, it should be a pretty stout setup nonetheless. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, definitely helps me out. Also, huge thanks to Velossa Tech for sending out the Gen 4 snorkel for me to check out and show you guys the differences between the Gen 3 and the Gen 4. Hopefully you guys got a good idea of what Gen 4 has to offer. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the upcoming announcement. It's gonna be big. But with all that being said, if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below and I will do my best to answer them. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.